Okay, I'm going to re-explain this if you're watching a video where I've already given you the problem, but I forgot to hit the button on my second recorder, so I'm going to re-explain it, but I've also added some stuff. Okay, we have a power function f of x. If f of x is a power function, and g of x equals a times f of x, where a is some number other than 0. I haven't written that in, but that'll be part of our assumption. Then, question, is g of x a power function? Do you think so? Why do you think so? Why should it be, or how could it not be? Is there a counterexample that shows it doesn't always have to be so? And if it is a power function, g of x is a power function, is it a power function with the same power as f of x? Okay, and I'm asking you to prove your answer. Okay, now what do I mean by prove your answer? I mean write it out elegantly so that the mathematical world could understand it. Mathematical world consisting of people who have the preparation necessary to understand this. It could be people with the same level of preparation you have. It could be people with PhDs. It could be world famous mathematicians. Your proof ought to explain it to anybody who has sufficient background. And it should explain it to people with as little background as possible without having to actually develop that background. Okay, so in order to do that, how do you do that? Well, I would recommend that you think about what it means. Think about what this statement means and then what this question means, okay? Think about whether it's so. If you think it is, explain to yourself why it is, why it has to be, in a way that would convince you if somebody else gave you that explanation. Okay, an airtight explanation, that's what you're after. Now, the first attempt to explain it might be less than airtight. It often is. It takes a while to develop a good proof. And if you think it isn't so, then come up with a counterexample. Come up with an example of a power function f of x that you can multiply by a number a and get something other than a power function. And if it's not possible to do that, see if you can come up with an example where you do this and g of x is a power function but of a different power. Okay, so think about why that could happen. Think about why it couldn't be so. Is there a way it couldn't be so? Because in trying to find a way it couldn't be so, you might convince yourself that it must be so. Of course, if you find a way that it would not be so, then you've disproved your answer. You've proven your answer, which would be that no, it isn't. Okay. So explain it to yourself. Investigate it. Play around with it. Then when you think you've got it, see if you can write it down so you can explain it to the world, at least the world of people, mathematicians, at the same level you are, or hopefully at a slightly lower level than you are. Okay? So if you can do that, then you explain it to everybody and make your proof as elegant as possible. That means not a lot of extraneous stuff, but bring out the beauty of the mathematical situation here.